So guys, why would you even bother in today's world to try to be a real man? What do I mean by that? Well, basically I mean the same thing that women mean when they say things like, why can't I find myself a real man? Or, where have all the real men gone? Whether they want to admit it or not, whether they like it or not, most people have a pretty good grasp on what is meant by the term real man. But for any who might need clarification, we're talking about a man of ambition and strength, whose ultimate goal is to serve others, like a wife and children, as a provider, protector, and leader. If you're a guy who finds that model of masculinity to be appealing, congratulations, you're in good company. However, as you probably know all too well, these days, trying to live as a real traditional man can earn you a lot of hatred. Media and academic elites and their disciples will brand you as toxic, tyrannical, misogynistic, and just plain evil. If you're a young man attending college, you might even now be enrolled in a re-education course designed to help you realize just how subconsciously arrogant and exploitative you really are. After all, according to no less than the American Psychological Association, traditional masculinity is, on the whole, harmful. As a boy, I wanted to be a hero, like Batman or Luke Skywalker, from the original trilogy. I dreamed of offering my strengths and talents to others to better their lives. But today, even the simplest act of chivalry is viewed through the poison lens of offendedness. Open a door for a woman, and you're likely to hear, "How dare you assume that I can't open my own door?" But being resented for manly acts of service is only the beginning. The rugged individualism that served a man well 200 years ago is of little help today in the face of forces more implacable than a hungry grizzly bear. The frontier is gone, replaced by systems upon systems that are increasingly rigid and regulated. It used to be that if you owned a plot of land and an axe, you could build your own home without needing supervision by anyone. Today, you can't even build your kids a tree fort without violating some safety code. A full-time job used to mean a living wage that allowed you to guarantee your wife the joy of raising her babies at home. Now, you likely have to watch her heart break as she drops off her babies at daycare because your full-time job just doesn't cut it and you need a second income. Whatever the particulars of your situation, one thing is for sure. A traditional man today not only has to be tough and resilient like men of old, but also incredibly shrewd and adaptable, so as to navigate a complex, high-tech, red-tape world of catch-22s and societal resentment. If you're like me, from time to time you might find yourself asking, why am I killing myself again? Hard questions need powerful answers, compelling reasons. As it happens, they exist in two varieties, the universal and the personal. Universal reasons, the motivations and incentives relevant to all men, are vital, and I'll be touching on many of these in upcoming videos. But today, if you find yourself really on the ropes, it's your personal reasons that are more likely to bolster your resolve. Those reasons look different for each man. One of yours might be that, in spite of being deeply wounded yourself, you just can't stomach a poor me victim mentality. Or one of your reasons might be that your father was a man of honor, and you want to live up to his example. Then again, maybe for you it's that you and your mother were abandoned by the one man who should have been there, and you are determined not to be the guy who leaves. You are the guy who will stay. For a man to be motivated enough to repeatedly get up off the mat, He needs powerful reasons like these. But here's the important thing. It would be a mistake to trust that they'll just bubble up from your subconscious right when you need them. It is more likely that you will need to go after them, intentionally rediscover them, clean them off, vividly call them to mind, and dwell on them. For me, there are certain movies and books that really help with this. I've also gotten a lot of mileage out of writing my reasons down so I can see them in black and white and refer to them later. Looking at pictures of your family, watching YouTube videos that get you thinking, whatever it is that helps you remember why you want to be a real man. That's what you need to literally put in front of your eyes, because the cavalry is not coming. It's up to you to become master of your own mind and reinvigorate your own resolve. Only you need to know your personal reasons. But today, I'll leave you with one that's universal. Why bother being a real man? Because a real man gets to hold his head up, secure in his own self-knowledge that he's not a poser, not a player, and not a user. Because genuine traditional manliness isn't ultimately about what it can get you. It's about who you get to be. What keeps you going? Keeps you steady? Sometimes it really helps just to know there are other men out there striving nobly. So share some of your thoughts in the comments below. I'm Marcus McGregor. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. If you'd like to subscribe, go for it. Just remember that you won't be shown new videos when they post unless you also click the notification bell.